Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Make a film or photograph of something. Shoot a movie. Force or drive, a fluid or gas, into by piercing. Move quickly and violently. Hit with a missile from a weapon. Spend frivolously and unwisely. Fire a shot. Record on photographic film. Run or move very quickly or hastily. Kill by firing a missile. Produce buds, branches, or germinate. Give an injection to. A new branch. Cause a sharp and sudden pain in. Emit, as light, flame, or fumes, suddenly and forcefully. Measure the altitude of by using a sextant. Shoot a star. Score. Shoot a basket. Send forth suddenly, intensely, swiftly. Shoot a glance. The act of shooting at targets. They hold a shoot every weekend during the summer. Throw dice, as in a crap game. Throw or propel in a specific direction or towards a specific objective. Shoot craps. Utter fast and forcefully. Variegate by interweaving weft threads of different colors. Shoot cloth. Make a film or photograph of something. A form of entertainment that enacts a story by sound and a sequence of images giving the illusion of continuous movement. The film was shot on location. A thin sheet of, usually plastic and usually transparent, material used to wrap or cover things. Photographic material consisting of a base of celluloid covered with a photographic emulsion, used to make negatives or transparencies. A medium that disseminates moving pictures. Film coverage of sporting events. A thin coating or layer. The table was covered with a film of dust. Record in film. The coronation was filmed. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be capable of holding or containing. This box won't take all the items. Remove something concrete, as by lifting, pushing, or taking off, or remove something abstract. Take the gun from your pocket. Serve oneself to, or consume regularly. I don't take sugar in my coffee. Make a film or photograph of something. Take a scene. Be designed to hold or take. This surface will not take the dye. Require, time or space. Take somebody somewhere. Can you take me to the main entrance? Have sex with. Archaic use. He had taken this woman when she was most vulnerable. Have with oneself. Have on one's person. She always takes an umbrella. Receive or obtain regularly. We take the Times every day. Admit into a group or community. Head into a specified direction. Pick out, select, or choose from a number of alternatives. Take into consideration for exemplifying purposes. Assume, as of positions or roles. Interpret something in a certain way. Convey a particular meaning or impression. How should I take this message? Lay claim to, as of an idea. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Make use of or accept for some purpose. Take a risk. Take something or somebody with oneself somewhere. Engage for service under a term of contract. Shall we take a guide in Rome? Be stricken by an illness, fall victim to an illness. Take on a certain form, attribute, or aspect. Take as an undesirable consequence of some event or state of affairs. Get into one's hands, take physically. Can you take this bag, please? Require as useful, just, or proper. It takes nerve to do what she did. Occupy or take on. Receive willingly something given or offered. Be a student of a certain subject. Proceed along in a vehicle. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Ascertain or determine by measuring, computing or take a reading from a dial. Take a pulse. Be seized or affected in a specified way. Take sick. Buy, select. I'll take a pound of that sausage. Carry out. Take action. Experience or feel or submit to. Obtain by winning. Winner takes all. Take by force. Take into one's possession. I'll take 3 salmon steaks. The act of photographing a scene or part of a scene without interruption. Travel or go by means of a certain kind of transportation, or a certain route. He takes the bus to work. Force or drive, a fluid or gas, into by piercing. Inject hydrogen into the balloon. Give an injection to. We injected the glucose into the patient's vein. To insert between other elements. Feed intravenously. Take by injection. Inject heroin. To introduce, a new aspect or element. He injected new life into the performance. Resist. Buck the trend. Move quickly and violently. A piece of paper money worth $1. United States author whose novels drew on her experiences as a missionary in China, 1892 to 1973. A gymnastic horse without pommels and with one end elongated, used lengthwise for vaulting. A framework for holding wood that is being sawed. Jump vertically, with legs stiff and back arched. The young filly bucked. Mature male of various mammals, especially deer or antelope. To strive with determination. John is bucking for a promotion. Criminal law. A pleading describing some wrong or offense. He was arrested on a charge of larceny. Move quickly and violently. A quantity of explosive to be set off at one time. This cartridge has a powder charge of 50 grains. The quantity of unbalanced electricity in a body, either positive or negative, and construed as an excess or deficiency of electrons. The battery needed a fresh charge. Cause to be agitated, excited, or roused. The speaker charged up the crowd with his inflammatory remarks. Psychoanalysis. The libidinal energy invested in some idea or person or object. Freud thought of cathexis as a psychic analog of an electrical charge. Demand payment. Will I get charged for this service? Direct into a position for use. He charged his weapon at me. Blame for. Make a claim of wrongdoing or misbehavior against. He charged the director with indifference. Request for payment of a debt. They submitted their charges at the end of each month. Cause to be admitted. Of persons to an institution. File a formal charge against. The suspect was charged with murdering his wife. To make a rush at or sudden attack upon, as in battle. Give over to another for care or safekeeping. Provide, a device, with something necessary. Attention and management implying responsibility for safety. A special assignment that is given to a person or group. His charge was deliver a message. Heraldry consisting of a design or image depicted on a shield. A formal statement of a command or injunction to do something. The judge's charge to the jury. Attribute responsibility to. The tragedy was charged to her inexperience. An assertion that someone is guilty of a fault or offense. The newspaper published charges that Jones was guilty of drunken driving. The swift release of a store of effective force. Impose a task upon, assign a responsibility to. He charged her with cleaning up all the files over the weekend. Assign a duty, responsibility or obligation to. She was charged with supervising the creation of a concordance. An impetuous rush toward someone or something. The wrestler's charge carried him past his adversary. A person committed to your care. The teacher led her charges across the street. Cause formation of a net electrical charge in or on. Charge a conductor. Energize a battery by passing a current through it in the direction opposite to discharge. I need to charge my car battery. Enter a certain amount as a charge. He charged me $15. Fill or load to capacity. Charge the wagon with hay. Financial liabilities, such as a tax. The charges against the estate. Instruct, a jury, about the law, its application, and the weighing of evidence. Instruct or command with authority. The teacher charged the children to memorize the poem. Lie down on command, of hunting dogs. Make an accusatory claim. The defense attorney charged that the jurors were biased. Pay with a credit card. Pay with plastic money. Postpone payment by recording a purchase as a debt. Will you pay cash or charge the purchase? Place a heraldic bearing on. Charge all weapons, shields, and banners. Saturate. The room was charged with tension and anxiety. Set or ask for a certain price. How much do you charge for lunch? The price charged for some article or service. The admission charge. Move quickly and violently. Thwart the passage of. Shoot at and force to come down. A drop of the clear salty saline solution secreted by the lacrimal glands. His story brought tears to her eyes. Strip of feathers. An occasion for excessive eating or drinking. Move quickly and violently. Separate or cause to separate abruptly. Tear the paper. An opening made forcibly as by pulling apart. Fill with tears or shed tears. Her eyes were tearing. The act of tearing. He took the manuscript in both hands and gave it a mighty tear. To separate or be separated by force. Drive something violently into a location. He hit his fist on the table. Kill intentionally and with premeditation. Gain points in a game. He hit a home run. A conspicuous success. That song was his first hit and marked the beginning of his career. Hit with a missile from a weapon. Physics. A brief event in which two or more bodies come together. Make a strategic, offensive, assault against an enemy, opponent, or a target. Affect or afflict suddenly, usually adversely. We were hit by really bad weather. Reach a point in time, or a certain state or level. The thermometer hit 100 degrees. Encounter by chance. Cause to experience suddenly. An interesting idea hit her. The act of contacting one thing with another. Repeated hitting raised a large bruise. Produce by manipulating keys or strings of musical instruments. Reach a destination, either real or abstract. We hit Detroit by noon. Hit against. Come into sudden contact with. The car hit a tree. A connection made via the internet to another website. WordNet gets many hits from users worldwide. A dose of a narcotic drug. A murder carried out by an underworld syndicate. It has all the earmarks of a mafia hit. Baseball. A successful stroke in an athletic contest, especially in baseball. He came all the way around on Williams's hit. Cause to move by striking. Hit a ball. Deal a blow to, either with the hand or with an instrument. He hit her hard in the face. Hit the intended target or goal. Pay unsolicited and usually unwanted sexual attention to. He tries to hit on women in bars. A mark on a die or on a playing card, shape depending on the suit. Hit with a missile from a weapon. A radar echo displayed so as to show the position of a reflecting surface. Kill by firing a missile. Defeat thoroughly. A disease of poultry. A minor nonspecific ailment. A small hard seed found in some fruits. Spend frivolously and unwisely. Move away from each other. To cause to separate and go in different directions. Live a life of pleasure, especially with respect to alcoholic consumption. A person who lacks good judgment. Fool or hoax. You can't fool me. A professional clown employed to entertain a king or nobleman in the Middle Ages. Spend frivolously and unwisely. A person who is gullible and easy to take advantage of. Indulge in horseplay. The bored children were fooling about. Make a fool or dupe of. Spend frivolously and unwisely. Spend frivolously and unwisely. Small quantity of fried batter containing fruit or meat or vegetables. Spend frivolously and unwisely. Spend frivolously and unwisely. Hit hard. A highly pleasurable or exciting experience. Celebrating after the game was a blast. A strong current of air. Make a strident sound. She tended to blast when speaking into a microphone. Fire a shot. The gunman blasted away. Use explosives on. Shatter as if by explosion. Create by using explosives. Blast a passage through the mountain. Intense adverse criticism. A sudden very loud noise. Criticize harshly or violently. An explosion, as of dynamite. Apply a draft or strong wind to 2. The air conditioning was blasting cold air at us. A very long fly ball. Make with or as if with an explosion. Blast a tunnel through the Alps. Shrivel or wither or mature imperfectly. Record on photographic film. I photographed the scene of the accident. A representation of a person or scene in the form of a print or transparent slide or in digital format. Undergo being photographed in a certain way. Children photograph well. Move or strike with a noise. His arm was snapped forward. An informal photograph, usually made with a small handheld camera. My snapshots haven't been developed yet. Tender green beans without strings that easily snap into sections. The act of catching an object with the hands. The infielder's snap and throw was a single motion. Separate or cause to separate abruptly. The rope snapped. Cause to make a snapping sound. Snap your fingers. Lose control of one's emotions. When her baby died, she snapped. The tendency of a body to return to its original shape after it has been stretched or compressed. The waistband had lost its snap. Record on photographic film. She snapped a picture of the president. Break suddenly and abruptly, as under tension. The pipe snapped. A fastener used on clothing. Fastens with a snapping sound. Children can manage snaps better than buttons. A crisp round cookie flavored with ginger. Any undertaking that is easy to do. To grasp hastily or eagerly. Make a sharp sound. His fingers snapped. Utter in an angry, sharp, or abrupt tone. The sales clerk snapped a reply at the angry customer. A sudden sharp noise. He can hear the snap of a twig. American football. Putting the ball in play by passing it, between the legs, to a back. The quarterback fumbled the snap. A spell of cold weather. A cold snap in the middle of May. A sudden breaking. Bring the jaws together. He snapped indignantly. Close with a snapping motion. The lock snapped shut. Move with a snapping sound. Bullets snapped past us. Put in play with a snap. Snap a football. The act of snapping the fingers. Movement of a finger from the tip to the base of the thumb on the same hand. He gave his fingers a snap. The noise produced by the rapid movement of a finger from the tip to the base of the thumb on the same hand. Servants appeared at the snap of his fingers. Run or move very quickly or hastily. Move along rapidly and lightly, skim or dart. A sudden quick movement. A small narrow-pointed missile that is thrown or shot. A tapered tuck made in dressmaking. Move with sudden speed. His forefinger darted in all directions as he spoke. The longer of the two telegraphic signals used in Morse code. The act of moving with great haste. He made a dash for the door. Run or move very quickly or hastily. She dashed into the yard. Distinctive and stylish elegance. He wooed her with the confident dash of a cavalry officer. A punctuation mark, used between parts of a compound word or between the syllables of a word when the word is divided at the end of a line of text. Break into pieces, as by striking or knocking over. Hurl or thrust violently. He dashed the plate against the wall. Cause to lose courage. Dashed by the refusal. A quick run. Add an enlivening or altering element to. Blue paint dashed with white. A footrace run at top speed. He is preparing for the 100-yard dash. Destroy or break. Dashed ambitions and hopes. A lamp for providing momentary light to take a photograph. A very short time, as the time it takes the eye to blink or the heart to beat. If I had the chance, I'd do it in a flash. A short news announcement concerning some ongoing news story. A burst of light used to communicate or illuminate. A short vivid experience. A flash of emotion swept over him. Run or move very quickly or hastily. Tastelessly showy. A flash car. Gleam or glow intermittently. The lights were flashing. A gaudy outward display. Display proudly. Act ostentatiously or pretentiously. A bright patch of color used for decoration or identification. Red flashes adorned the airplane. A momentary brightness. Appear briefly. The headlines flashed on the screen. A sudden brilliant understanding. He had a flash of intuition. A sudden intense burst of radiant energy. Emit a brief burst of light. A shooting star flashed and was gone. Expose or show briefly. He flashed a $100 bill. Make known or cause to appear with great speed. The latest intelligence is flashed to all command posts. Protect by covering with a thin sheet of metal. Flash the roof. Run or move very quickly or hastily. The act of moving along swiftly, as before a gale. Run or move very quickly or hastily. Run before a gale. Produce buds, branches, or germinate. Produce buds, branches, or germinate. Work out. Produce buds, branches, or germinate. Cause to grow or sprout. The plentiful rain germinated my plants. Be teeming, be abuzz. Her mind pullulated with worries. Produce buds, branches, or germinate. Move in large numbers. Beggars pullulated in the plaza. Become abundant, increase rapidly. Breed freely and abundantly. Put forth and grow sprouts or shoots. The plant sprouted early this year. Produce buds, branches, or germinate. The potatoes sprouted. A newly grown bud, especially from a germinating seed. Any new growth of a plant such as a new branch or a bud. An edible tuber native to South America, a staple food of Ireland. Produce buds, branches, or germinate. A sharp hand shovel for digging out roots and weeds. Initiate drilling operations, as for petroleum. The well was spudded in April. Rise dramatically.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.